Hello gamers, I'm Enkazio, and in this video we are going to talk about Pax Dei, an upcoming Sandbox Social MMORPG developed in Unreal Engine 5. This game has been developed by EVE Online developers, which, in case you didn't know, is a very niche MMO, but extremely successful in that niche. EVE Online has been around for over 20 years and it's still going strong, and this is a credit to the development team. Make no mistake, Pax Dei is its own game, not just EVE Online in a third-person fantasy world, but there will most certainly be some design similarities between them. Before we talk about Pax Dei in more detail, I would like to ask you to drop a like and subscribe. I cover a variety of topics related to online gaming in general, so who knows, maybe you'll be interested in other games that I talk about or subjects that I approach. So what is Pax Dei? The name is in Latin and it means divine peace. True to this name, they are trying to deliver a divine MMORPG experience. They aim to create a sandbox, player-driven MMO. The sandbox element means that there will be no specific direction that you need to take. You will be dropped in this absolutely massive world, and you can choose to engage with the systems that you find enjoyable. The game will not force you in any specific direction. The player-driven aspect means that there will be very few NPCs and quests. As a result, the economy, towns and everything else in the world will be mostly at the discretion of players. Complete freedom will be one of the core elements of the game, and we will dive deeper into this as we cover different aspects of the game. There is a crazy amount of information that has been shared by the devs, and they have an amazing amount of ideas about every aspect of the game, which is exactly how MMORPGs should be. So, for the sake of this video, I will try to organize that information and give it some structure. There will be timestamps for those that are interested in specific aspects. The World of Pax Dei. They have not revealed the size of the world yet, but the world would be split into multiple provinces, and each province will be roughly 100 square kilometers. Each province is further split into two regions, Heartlands and the Overworld. Heartlands will be the inner regions of each province, each protected by one of the gods of this world. In this region, people will be able to enjoy the game in a safe environment. Players can build their residences, set up shops, explore, farm, craft, and so on. On the other hand, the Overworld will be an unexplored wilderness that looms with mystery and dangers, and it will be up to us to explore these zones. Gameplay. As in most MMORPGs, gameplay can be divided into three aspects: PvE, PvP and life skills. As mentioned previously, players will have complete freedom to decide what they want to engage in. The developers are aiming for players to find joy and value in whatever they choose to do. The PvE and PvP engagements will be done using combat. All we know about this is that the combat will be full action combat and that the equipment and other preparations will have a very important role in determining the outcome. The developers aim to provide a strategic approach to combat rather than a responsive one. We also know that there will be no classes. Players will be given the freedom to learn and use whatever they want and craft their own archetypes. The developers have mentioned that there will be the Holy Trinity, meaning that there will be defensive, offensive and healing skills. But again, it will be up to each of us to choose which skills we want to use and create our own preferred playstyles. PvP. PvP is opt-in. It seems that they have both a model that allows you to opt in for PvP, and there will also be PvP zones. There will be no forced PvP. When someone decides they want to PvP, it will be a conscious decision. That being said, they have mentioned that some PvP zones will have exclusive resources. So, as a crafter, you might have to obtain the resources from a PvP player, or employ a group of mercenaries to guard you while you go and collect resources. Full loot is a concern that has been raised by some. By now we know very well that this does not work in MMORPGs. It's extremely limiting for both the players that want to PvP and for the developers when they design equipment. Full loot MMORPGs are very niche and will never have the player base that these developers are trying to achieve. These developers have a lot of experience in MMORPG genre, so hopefully they will know better. That being said, the possibility of being able to loot resources from others is very real. They have mentioned that they want PvP to be meaningful, so I think some form of partial loot should be expected. PvE. For PvE activities, of course, there will be the general exploration and engaging enemies in the open world. But there will also be massive open world dungeons and raid encounters. It will be up to the players to discover them and decide what is needed to complete them. The game will not hold your hand in any way. Quests are a part of the PvE experience in most MMORPGs. However, in PAX Dei, they will be very rare, just like NPC characters. Quests are often enough used to deliver the lore of the game. However, in PAX Dei, the lore will be delivered in various other ways. If you want to learn about the past of the world, you will be able to explore the world itself and maybe even communicate with other players to share this knowledge. As for the future of the world, it will be up to the player communities to craft it. Crafting. The game will lean very heavily on crafting. The best items in-game will be player crafted, and as such, crafters will have a very important role in the game. We can expect very in-depth crafting skills and a lot of gameplay features revolving around crafting. In the Heartlands areas of the world, you will be able to claim a plot of land and build your own house. These houses will be built from modular pieces similar to how you would in a survival game. But from the looks of it, it will be a bit more advanced than that. Another really cool feature is that multiple people can have plots next to each other and share permissions, allowing them to build together, potentially being able to build castles or even towns. Servers. This is a fairly important topic. As we have seen in many MMORPGs so far, servers can create a lot of problems if not set up correctly. For example, servers in New World, where they have to constantly merge servers when people take breaks or quit, and create new servers whenever there is an influx of players. And all these problems just because the server structure is not set up correctly. What I mean by this is that every single MMORPG should use mega servers by now. This will provide the best experience for their players. Anyway, it seems that PAX Dei might sadly be using outdated server structures, and they plan to provide servers with 20,000 characters limit called shards. If people will be able to freely swap between these shards with their characters, then they will be basically mega servers. The game is still in development, so it's too early to say how this will be at launch. I just hope that they put in the extra time required to create mega server structures so we will avoid future problems. A note that I have to make here is that the 20,000 player number does not mean that there will be 20,000 active players in the same one area. The game is made in Unreal Engine, so the player limit in one area without experiencing 1 FPS gameplay will be probably around a few hundred. Monetization. This is the last subject that I want to approach because I know some people will be interested in it. They have not shared much about this, they have only said that they will not be selling time skips in the cash shop. So far they seem to be going about it the right way, which is to create a fun game first and then add monetization later. However, I think judging by EVE Online's model, I think it's safe to assume that there will be an optional subscription and a cash shop currency that might be tradable between players. This is nothing official, just my prediction. In conclusion, PAX Dei sounds like an absolutely amazing game, and for those players that love sandbox MMOs, it seems to deliver everything that we desire. It promises to give back agency to the player. This can be extremely hard to do, but I do look forward to see what they deliver. Hopefully they will hold an alpha soon enough and we will be able to experience at least partially what PAX Dei will offer. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video or want to support the channel, please consider leaving a like and subscribing. See you in the next one, gamers!